Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. This video, I want to hit on the hypocrisy I see with this Black Lives Matter movement. It just seems like to me, as I've said before, we all know it's propaganda, but it's also filled with such hypocrisy. And the major point I wanted to hit on with this video is the disrespect towards the Black woman. It just seems like to me, people, they're quick to yell Black Lives Matter when it's convenient for them. But do Black lives really matter to them? Just sit back and think about it. When someone is tragically murdered, you see so many women marching to the front line to defend what's going on. When you see Black men being unjustly incarcerated, you see so many women marching to the front line to defend them. But how often do you have men marching to the front line to defend the Black women? With everything that has gone on in history, it's very well known that the Black community has such a disdain for anything that doesn't really align with how they feel, what they believe. How many times do you see people of color having conflict with each other because they can't agree to disagree? And how many times do you see it become apparent just how irrelevant Black Lives Matter really means to some people? It's nice to campaign for certain issues that affect Black lives, but it's absolutely ridiculous not to look at the picture as a whole. Now, when you go back in time, you will always find that when anything pops off in the Black community, you can guarantee there's going to be some women at the front line marching and protesting. You can go back in time and think about all the times in which the Black woman was used for whatever reason, whether it was her sexuality, regardless of what it was. And nobody ever seems to think about the generational curses that comes with that. It's obvious there was a lot of disruption in the Black communities. A lot of people came out of single parent homes. A lot of people suffer from undiagnosed mental disabilities. It's a lot that is not talked about in the Black community. But at the end of the day, again, when I personally say Black Lives Matter, I'm not disregarding the fact that every individual person's life matters. And frankly, at this particular point, I'm disgusted with so many people. So many people that feel like if an opinion comes out that doesn't align with theirs, that life no longer matters, regardless whether it's Black or not. But then when the situation escalates and things get out of hand, the first thing people want to yell is Black Lives Matter. It absolutely makes no sense to me. I have never in my life seeing so much hostility thrown toward the black women who have an opinion, as I have seen as I campaign for justice for R. Kelly. And a lot of people at this particular point, again, have disgusted me. Because out of every platform, I have been adamant in sticking to pure facts about the case in R. Kelly, against R. Kelly. But at the end of the day, people tend to realize that even I have feelings. And for people to come at me and tell me that basically my feelings don't matter, they just want information on R. Kelly. Well, you know what I got to say to you people? Get your motherfucking ass off my channel and go do your own research. Because what I have to say will fly above your head. We're going to take a look at how the black woman has been so disrespected in time. And it's always somebody with some excuse in their eyes as to why it's okay for her to be disrespected. But on the same token, you want these same women who are disrespected to campaign for Black lives and injustice for whomever. How does that make sense? I grew up seeing all kind of abuse in many forms, verbal, physical, sexual, all of it. And black women are expected to walk around with this huge burden on their chests and not express themselves. Oh, until they're needed to put on this Black Lives Matter front. Again, this is why I feel like it was so easy for the Me Too movement to swoop in and seem like a hero, an advocate for black women who are not being heard. But it's clear that that whole mission was taken over. We never know what people go through in their lives. We never know what people have had to do in their lives. So when we get on this internet and we condone cyberbullying and shit like that, regardless of who's doing it, it's still wrong. So you should think about that the next time you fix your lips and say Black Lives Matter. Does it? How do you know that the bullying and the taunting that goes on the internet isn't enough to drive some people to actually hurt themselves? But then you want to say Black Lives Matter. We're going to go down a couple things that I just wanted to point out in which I observed growing up that influenced the things that I think, and in general, how it relates to some of these women who have been used to take down R. Kelly. I want to start here because movies like this and any situation that people have had in life can be relatable to this scene. How many times have you heard you got to use what you got to get what you want? What do you think that sends to young and impressionable girls who don't have that influence they may need in their life? I'm going to let this scene play and then come back with my thoughts. Now you can pretty much see where that went. And how many people do you know of or have seen who have taken this route in life. Some people start off doing little side jobs. It starts off very platonic, and then it escalates to something more. And it's all to get money. Some people choose to strip. Some people choose to go all the way with it. But at the end of the day, does that person's life not matter? How do you know that person felt they had no other option? Does that give anybody the right to berate this person for the choice they made in life? And does that then disregard them as a person, as having value in life? So I'm going to move to the next clip. And I remember seeing this as a little girl.
Yo, who is this? Then who is this? This is Keisha. Why the fuck are you paging my man? Who, Tommy? You know who I'm talking about. Oh, what's up, Keisha? Yo, Tommy tells me everything about you. What's going on? Cut the bullshit, alright? Are you fucking Tommy or what? Well, not exactly, you see. I'm only 16. So Tommy said we couldn't fuck yet. But I did suck his dick the night before last. You what? I said I sucked his dick the night before last. You know, Tommy, ever since I was 11 years old, he showed me how to suck kiss and everything. We were like best friends. Sorry things ain't working out for you two. It's alright, cause I'm...
How many people have known about situations such as this, in which a grown man is entertaining a child and even grooming that child until she hits a certain age? That was kind of what drew me to this situation, and the fact that I began to notice these people playing back and forth with these alleged victims' ages. And then when I look around and see all these people acting oblivious to the fact that this seemed to be a common thing in the 90s that was overlooked. So many celebrities, I could run down the list and name off who were dating 16, 17-year-olds, including Russell Simmons, and when he was dating Kamara Simmons, including Diddy. There's so many people you could just point out that were dating 16, 17-year-olds. But that was the thing at that time. Why? If you ask me, it should be obvious. There was no real solid influence in these girls' lives. Now, let me say, when it comes to women and making hard decisions in life, regardless of what it is, I don't care if it's something as simple as what I used to do, take photos and sell those images. I don't care if it's something even to the far end, as people out here walking the streets. At the end of the day, does these people's lives not matter? And is it okay to say that just because people have made bad decisions, their life doesn't matter anymore? If they go harm themselves because of their being bullied and berated, it doesn't matter because they made bad choices in life. Last time I checked, there was only one God to answer to. So when I see all these people, even in this situation, want to come to my platform and tell me what I should do, excuse what people are doing, and even try to hold me accountable for what other people have done, when at the end of the day, it don't have anything to do with what I try to push here on my channel. You can only be neutral for so long when you feel like people may just be given bad information. So you give them the benefit of the doubt. And instead of being respected for your opinion, you have to be berated, belittled, and bashed by men. The women, they're on another scale, because it's clear that women are they're going to be biased. There's so many things that comes when women turn a blind eye to abuse. But it's absolutely absurd for me to sit here and take any person serious that supports R. Kelly and then fix their mouth to be so evil. When I see this man, I don't see a man that is abusive. And when I see other people claiming to support him turn and be so belligerent the minute people speak against something they've said, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know this man personally, but do I think he would condone some of this behavior that has been going on for a while? And I already know people are going to be in the comments talking about, but this person did that. I don't agree with no man being verbally abusive towards a woman, period. Does that mean that I can't have a cordial conversation with a person? No. And I be damned if I continue to move forward with speaking out for justice and feel like I can't even be myself. I be damned before people come to my platform and pretty much tell me, I don't care about how you feel. I just want information on this. Well, if that's the case, keep your monkey ass over there with the people who are spending so much fucking time entertaining you. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to call out what I see. I don't participate in all these lives. I don't participate in none of them, as a matter of fact. If I get to watching anything from anybody's platform and I don't see it being of value, I don't watch it. Nor do I come on here and try to tell anybody else what to do. I'm listening to these women co-sign such malicious behavior, and it makes me sick to my stomach. I have one more week left to deliver my child, and I'm listening to grown adults sit up here and berate a 2-year-old child for making noises in the background. I'm listening to grown-ass people berate even me for lifestyle choices in which they don't even understand. So that just goes to show you that people will take certain things and try to make it fit whatever bullshit they're pushing to make people look bad. At least you could do is present the truth with it. When you start having to lie and make something such as a eye candy photo into something extreme as prostitution, If that's how you feel, that's fine. But what gives a person the right to go forward making malicious content to try to discredit a person? If that isn't clear to some of you people, you really do need to stay off my channel. Moving on. All of these people have something in common. The girls that actually were with R. Kelly and even those that weren't. It should be clear self-esteem played a big role in a lot of choices they made in life. I don't know exactly what their financial status is as of today, but when I've been moving forward with my content, I've only tried to do it in a way that presents the truth. And even when I have called out people for harassing these individuals, people started to lash out at me. But these gonna be the same people that say Black Lives Matter. These people are clearly being used. And pretty much all I can do for a person like this is to pray for them. I'm not here to judge them. I'm not here to humiliate them. I'm just here to call out the truth as I see it. And if it doesn't align with something somebody else says, that does not give them the right to try to cyberbully me. In case you haven't realized, the laws for cyberbullying and harassment and terroristic threats and stuff like that has changed dramatically. So even for people to try to come at me like I would be wrong to pursue the issue, just keep that energy across the board. I'm the most laid back person in the world. I don't give my contact information to people to avoid a lot of shit. Because as you know, as a blogger, you're going to get so much information. But it's up to you to try to deliver it in a way that is not going to be malicious. Now, with that being said, I have absolutely no problems accepting anything from my past because I lived it. It's so much that I have not told or spoke out on because it does not help R. Kelly. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't for R. Kelly, if it wasn't for the injustice I see, I would back away from this whole subject altogether. People are clearly losing their fucking minds. Now, I'm not going to give certain people the satisfaction. You want to know why? Because I've said this for a year. I am irrelevant as a person. Any lifestyle choices I've made in my past is my decision. If I decided to go and stand on the corner tomorrow, whose fucking decision is that? The only thing that's important is the fight for injustice for R. Kelly. That is what everybody's focus should be. Even when I commented on the defense fund, which people keep commenting on every fucking video I make, I say it in a way that tries to be impartial. The only thing I know is what the attorney had put out. So if that makes such and such look bad over here, whose fucking fault is that? Does that give them the right to disrespect me and have their little cheerleaders coming back and forth to my platform stirring the pot. Think about that Black Lives Matter when y'all are instigating these issues. How can you sit here and watch such abusive behavior go on and then be mad when people have made similar abuse claims against the person you support? Who's gonna take you serious when they come and try to see what you are putting out to defend this man, but every other thing they have to look at is something belittling, berating, harassing, and bullying another person? That is not going to free R. Kelly. It's not. Yes, we all know about groupies. They've been around since the beginning of the musicians. It primarily was with the rock and roll culture, but hey, they even had what was called baby groupies. So my point is, for the women who have put themselves in those positions and they enjoyed the lifestyle that came with it, it is wrong to come back and try to be a victim from your situation. That is the point. Making bad lifestyle decisions does not deem you a bad person. Falsely accusing people and doing things like that is what makes you a bad person. But at the end of the day, you only have one God to answer to. Now I'll close this video with this. Your lifestyle choices don't define you. But when you want to be a person saying Black Lives Matter, keep that energy across the board. Make sure when you're saying Black Lives Matter, that means the black men, the black women, and especially the black children. You can't sit there and say Black Lives Matter and entertain Black lives being maliciously ridiculed. It makes no sense. Regardless of what people do for a living, nobody is better than the next. You may think everything is all good for you now, but will it always be? Because remember, karma is a bitch, right? You see people in their costume, their front. You come on my channel and you watch content from Prima Donna. But let's not forget that Prima Donna is also Shanissa. And Shanissa has feelings. I will not be disrespected. And I will not stand by silence for any reason. What sense does it make for me to campaign so hard for injustice for the next person and let other people disrespect me? I don't care who anybody likes. From this day forward, if you send me content from problematic channels, you will be blocked. If you're on my personal Facebook page and I feel like you're stirring the pot, you will be blocked. Makes no sense to be sitting here telling me to ignore shit, be disrespected, but you're campaigning for a man being accused of abuse.
Connect the whole R. Kelly image, meaning the videos and the champagne and the girls. And I think because I've been doing it for so long, people really getting it in their head that this is all he do every day, all day, every day. And this is who he is, sex, 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 sex. And that's just not me. It's not me. It's not what people think, you know. It's like, honey, I can explain. You know, it's like I'm trying to really explain that that's not me. Time goes by, and then Kathy finds out about Rufus Lover Chuck, the gay guy. I'm a lot more stronger, but at the same time, a lot more humble. And, you know, to pray more. I've learned to, you know, appreciate my life more. I've learned so many things, man, you know, in the last 7 years.
It's so many people yet to be uncovered. And after this video, I might just take a little break. Because as I said, I am expecting baby Serenity in 1 more week. I expected to put out a lot more content in these last few months, but a lot of people don't realize I'm one of the few that suffer from severe morning sickness throughout my entire pregnancy. So I don't have the energy to do a lot. But let's be clear. I want no parts in the bullshit. You will not come over here and make me feel any type of way for how I handle being disrespected. Period.